One of the most underrated parts about Spider-Man No Way Home that nobody had never talked about in the film is Dr. Octopus became the only character who learns about the MCU world for only 2 days, and 2 days only. I wonder what type of lessons that he did learn for such a short period of time. If you know what I mean. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobop1987. This is my review for today. And today I have no review, ladies and dudes. Here you are. I'm finally going to do another top 10 list that nobody has never done before. And I thought of it yesterday, or I thought of it a couple of days ago, or something like that. Yep, the top 10 list is finally back. And this top 10 list is all about is... we got one good underrated character from Spider-Man No Way Home who became the only character who knows about the MCU world more than the other villains do. And yeah, he should deserve to be one of the most underrated characters for Spider-Man No Way Home. And you already know which one I'm talking about. So for my top 10 most greatest ideal ever in YouTube history, or top 10 list history, or whatever, I'm going to do the top 10 of what Dr. Octopus had learned in the MCU world from Spider-Man No Way Home. This is one of the most underrated parts about this movie. You got one cool character that we all grown to love, and thanks to Alfred Molina, he's the one who had truly stolen the show for this movie, and not the Green Goblin. Sure, the Green Goblin is a great villain and all. I could pay my respects to Will Dafoe with his performance, his role, his creepy face, his stunts, and his scariness. But the only flaw I found with this character is he doesn't have much of a storyline. It's the storyline that was the biggest downfall of the character. I think those people gave too much fame on him for the last 6 months. But I think I'd rather go with a character who had the best storyline out of the 5 villains. And Dr. Octopus is truly the good character of this movie. And the best part I love about this character is he's truly fish out of water. He doesn't know about the MCU world that much, and he's starting to learn about it. But sadly in a short period of time. Yeah, he only learns some stuff here and there. I guess everybody wants to know what the heck did he learn in the MCU world that he had never seen or never discovered before. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, here are my top 10 of what Dr. Octopus did learn from the MCU world in Spider-Man No Way Home. I only got 10 for it. So let's get this whole thing started, shall we? Coming at number 10, Peter 1 is wearing a different Spider-Man suit. Who doesn't remember that epic entry that Dr. Octopus came by in the bridge and he met Peter 1 for the very first time? And he never seen this other Peter Parker who wore a different outfit. And it's an iron outfit. And this is where he found his rightful match. He faced another Spider-Man who's wearing an iron suit. And this iron suit is pretty darn cool looking. That's the very first time he learned something. seeing another Spider-Man wearing a different suit in a battlefield. That's really, really cool to know. That deserves to be at number 10. Coming at number 9, getting involved into Peter 1's trap. Yep, this is the very first time he got involved in a trap. And he did try his brand new technology that was in the Iron Suit. And yeah, his metal arms had the reddish color. And he was about to kill him, but Peter had a little bit of a trick on his sleeve. He decided to control his metal arms. And he had no idea what the heck is going on. His metal arms are going completely insane. And he tried to say, "Don't listen to him. Listen to me." Yeah, he can't control his arms, so he's trapped in it. So that's why it deserves to be at number 9. Coming at number 8, getting to know what being a prisoner is like. And all this time, he's being a very, very good boy. He did behave himself. He decided to stay in his new prison for a while, and he can't still control his metal arms. There was one point in the moment in the movie he was sad and lonely, and he just can't get himself out. Once he was talking to Peter 1 and his friends, and he explains about Norman Osborn. If you pay attention to that scene very carefully, yep, this is a guy who cannot get himself out, and the place that he is in a wizard's dungeon. Yeah, pay attention to that scene very carefully. So that deserves to be at number 8. Coming at number 7 is trying to get to know the other villains. Yep, he had never seen these type of villains before. One who's a lizard, one who can do electricity attacks, and the last one is made out of sand. He paid attention to all 3 of these different type of villains that he had never seen before. And one thing he never knew, that Dr. Connors is a lizard, but this is not the Dr. Connors that he knew. The Dr. Connors that he knew back from the Sam Raimi world, he doesn't transform into a lizard at all. He was just a normal human being who just lost one arm. Only half of it. But yeah, that lizard he never met is the one that came from the Andrew Garfield world. Yep, that makes perfect sense to me. After all, Electro explained to Dr. Octopus who that lizard is. I'll give him points for that. So that deserves to be at number 7. Coming at number 6, getting to know Doctor Strange. This is the very first time in comic book history that Dr. Octopus had met another superhero that's way different than Spider-Man. You know, what he looks like, get to know what his ability is, and he's the master of making magic. And he only talked to him twice in the scene in the movie, and that was pretty much it. He just knew him for a short period of time, and also he did save his life at the close end of the movie. I never done any research if Dr. Octopus had ever got to know any different type of superheroes in the Marvel's comics. So I guess that wasn't there for, you know, the storyline of Spider-Man. Well, if you guys get the picture. So that's the reason why it has to be at number 6. Coming at number 5 is trying to get to know the other Aunt May. Oh yeah. Well, the Aunt May that he remembered in Spider-Man 2 was a sweet old lady that Peter really does love the most. You know, Peter 2. But this Aunt May is pretty darn different. Yeah, you could say this Aunt May is very hot, sexy, Very darn lovely. And she can be Dr. Octopus's type. I wonder if this Aunt May has a secret crush on him, and I wonder if she's more interested in dudes who are bad A-word types, since Dr. Octopus is a bad A-word type. He does look bad A-word enough. I just really want to see them as a couple. And yeah, there was a weird fun fact that there was a comic book storyline where Dr. Octopus and Aunt May got married. Yeah, awkward, right? But I think I'd rather prefer Dr. Octopus with the MCU Aunt May. They look like a perfect match, and they are in the rightful age. That's for sure. And an interesting fun fact is Alfred Molina and that lady who played Aunt May, they did met each other before, and they did work together in a previous film back in the 90s. I forgot what's the name of the movie. Some type of family thing. And Alfred Molina played a guy who did get married, but he's having an affair with some type of hot lady who lives in Mexico or something like that. That's all I know about the film, and I can't remember the movie. Some type of family and all that stuff. If you know that film, you know what I'm talking about. So that's the reason why it has to be at number 5. Coming at number 4, try to get to know Peter 1. Yeah, it's time for Dr. Octopus to get to know this other Peter Parker that he had never met yet. And he's learning so much about this different Peter Parker that he had never met yet. He's young, he's somewhat mature, he's not like Peter 2, he's, a genius, he knows scientists well, and he'll become one of those people that he could trust. It's time for Dr. Octopus to get to know another Peter Parker that he could trust. And thanks to him, he's the one who gave him the new chip and started to become a good guy again. What else I could say about the number 4 spot? And let's head on to the top 3 best lessons that Dr. Octopus did learn the most from the MCU World for Spider-Man No Way Home. And these 3 are very darn special. Number 3, never ever rejoin the villains. He doesn't want to rejoin those villains anymore because they are just bad guys from the very beginning, and he doesn't trust any single one of them. And he did not join the Green Goblin side at all. He'd rather stay with Peter 1 no matter what. And it's a good thing he never joined them. Not one single bit. If you pay attention to the Happy's apartment scene very, very carefully. And yeah, thanks to that new chip saved his life. And he stayed as the good guy all the way through to the near end point of the movie. That's the reason why it has to be at number 3. Coming at number 2 is finding out the truth that the arc reactor is the true power of the sun in the palm of his hand. He finally reached his goal at long last. It's not this big giant thingy-majig, whatever it is, will be the power of the sun in the palm of his hand. It's something very, very small. A nice, beautiful, circle-y thing that he had never seen before. He believes that the arc reactor is the real power of the sun in the palm of his hand. And I hope and pray he did keep it. He deserves that little thingy-majig. Something he did take out of Electro's chest. If you know what I mean. That deserves to be at number 2. And coming at number 1 of what the most important thing he did learn the most about the MCU world that's in Spider-Man No Way Home is becoming an unlikely ally to the Spider-Man dudes. Yep, he finally became a member of the team. The 4th member of the team. Peter 1, Peter 2, Peter 3, and Dr. Octopus. we got 4 dudes together as an unlikely team. And yeah, and Peter, well, I'm sure Peter will be surprised that Dr. Octopus is now on the team. Actually, the most strongest card. What should I say about that one? He became the most strongest card of the team. That's way better than Dr. Strange. What else I could say? I don't want to say much, but that's the number one most important thing that Dr. Octopus did learn the most. That he learned in the MCU world. That was in Spider-Man No Way Home. So those are my top 10 of what Dr. Octopus did learn in Spider-Man No Way Home that he knows about the MCU world. And I hope you understand where I'm coming from about this amazing character who's truly the best part about the movie. And Alfred Molina's performance as well. I hope you enjoyed this list and join me next time for more videos to come in the later on future. So, that is it for now. I'll see you guys later, and sayonara.